video, we're going to be making an edible animal cell. So this is our cell model. This green gelatin acts like the cytoplasm, and this aluminum foil thing acts like the cell membrane.
And so before we also start our experiment, we're going to be telling it the ingredients we really need. So you can get any candy or anything, but for our materials, we got Sprinkles, Jolly Rancher, Sneakers, Twix, Nerds, Apple is our nucleus, and this is a DNA, the boss. So the DNA lives inside the nucleus. This is RNA, and this ribosomes, proteins, and ER.
Okay, so stick the cytoplasm thing.
So I'll stick the cytoplasm right here, if you guys can see, and I'll also stick the cell membrane. The cell membrane is the aluminum foil.
Okay, so the cytoplasm is the gooey liquid found inside the cell. The cytoplasm helps all the organelles to float, while the cell membrane is the protective layer or the aluminum foil which protects the cell.
So it lets all the nutrients get inside and let all the other waste get outside.
Okay, so now we're going to start sticking down organelles, and we're going to explain it to you along the way. So this apple, we are using it as a nucleus. Just stick it here.
If you guys didn't know, that nucleus is actually the biggest organelles in the cell, and if you guys don't know what organelles means, it basically means organs, but in a cell, inside a cell, we call those organelles. So,
The heavy nucleus. Now we have the DNA over here. It's pretty much the boss. We used recess for it.
And the DNA actually has all the info in it. So
it's all the genetic info, and it's pretty much the boss of the whole cell. So we're gonna put the DNA. We're using the DNA as a recess, and we're just gonna stick it. Okay, that's the DNA. Now we're gonna have the RNA.
RNA we're gonna be using is gums.
We're gonna be using this gum over here, and now the RNA needs to communicate with the other organelles. So we're gonna put it on the cytoplasm, where it's gonna go to the ribosomes. The DNA generates the RNA messages, so it gets sent to the organelles. Now these RNA messages are only secret messages. They cannot be read by any other organelles.
Except for the ribosomes.
Except for ribosomes. And in this case, they are the decoders. So we're gonna put the Skittles right over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna plot them all around a cell. Okay, and then we're gonna, that's good enough.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see that one of the gum or the RNA message is going to the Skittles. So this Skittle over here would be the
ribosomes.
So this would be the ribosome. There.
But next we talked about that only the ribosomes are able to read the DNA's a message. But how will the other organelles read the message? They decode the message, and that is called protein.
The protein's the decoded message, and it's sent to all the other organelles. So in this, we'll have some proteins here and there. That's good enough. This is all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so this is good enough.
That's the proteins, and we'll stick it right next to one of the proteins over here.
And you can see that one of this protein right here is right now going to the other organelle.
Okay. Next we have the ER. The ER acts like the highway. We use gummy worms for this because the ER in a cell diagram is really long, so we use the gummy worms.
And when the ribosomes send a message, it takes a long time for them to send a message. So they use ER to send the message really fast, like a highway, because in a highway it's very fast.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the ER right here. We only need two. So yeah, the ER, which is the highway, let's stick it right over here next to the ER. Now we'll move on to the right side.
Okay, so
next is the mitochondria, also known as the energy creators. So here we use the nerds, and we're gonna stick them over here in the center.
And the mitochondrial energy creator, because if the DNA needs more energy, then it'll ask mitochondria to give it energy.
Okay, so we'll stick it right there.
Mhm.
Okay, next is the Golgi body. We use Twizzlers for this.
Golgi body is the only organelles that are able to travel outside the wall, and because it's like a package station, it goes outside the wall to send messages to other cells. Okay, so Golgi body is gonna be right here.
Yeah, Golgi body is gonna be right there.
We're putting it there because the Golgi body had a message that it had to send it had to go outside the wall to give it to another cell.
Good job. Okay, next we have sneakers.
It's
So
vacuole.
sneakers are also the vacuole. For animal cell, when you compare to plant cell, the animal cell's vacuole is much more smaller. Here we use sneakers to represent the vacuoles.
And vacuoles are used for a warehouse. They store like water, food, and all the important things they need.
Yeah.
The extra nutrients.
So I'm gonna put one vacuole here. And lastly, we have, wait, let me put this.
just
Let me
two
put
more.
this. Let me put the vacuole. Next, we're gonna do the lysosome or these Jolly Ranchers. The lysosome is pretty much like a garbage disposal. It takes all the garbage, and whatever waste is trapped inside the cell, it takes that garbage and breaks it down by using a chemical called enzymes. So we're gonna put the lysosome right here. I'm gonna take this blue part over here and put it around the lysosome. The blue parts here near the lysosome are called enzymes. The Jolly Rancher is the lysosome over here. So we're gonna put the
Is there two?
lysosome. Put some more. And then these parts over here and the blue parts are the enzymes.
Yeah.
So this is the edible animal cell.